how can we help archaeologists work better with the other professionals from other fields to solve the mysteries?
So before we begin our research process, we had to start by creating a research question. Our research question was how do archaeologists communicate and collaborate with other professions?
So we began our journey by conducting an interview with Ms. Milanka Prinsloo, an anthropology specialist, to learn more about archaeologists and their collaborations with other career fields. So we discovered that archaeologists use platforms such as Facebook, WhatsApp, or even Twitter to identify potential collaborations and communicate with other fields. We also learned that having connections in the industry might go a long way into finding recommendations for people to work with.
So after the interview, we did a background research. Firstly, we looked at the apps that they are already using to communicate with other careers. So they use apps like LinkedIn and Indeed. These apps have a wide range of professions and other careers. And they also have a message feature which allows for better communication. But they also have too much archaeology unrelated information. So we looked at apps that are specifically designed for archaeologists to connect better by beautifying aid. So we looked at other apps that are for other careers but perform the same function. And we found out there is a website called Inkcubeko George. It's all about engineering. It's used by engineers to communicate and share skills. It also allows them to share information without getting disturbed by other information from other careers.
So from that information, we then identify potential problems. Archaeologists do not have a platform that is specifically dedicated to improving their collaboration and communication with other career fields.
Our aim is to better communication and collaboration between archaeologists and other career fields. And our solution to the problem is to create an activity space dedicated to improving collaboration and communication.
As Mandai said before, that there are apps such as Indeed and LinkedIn where archaeologists and other career fields communicate. But then we decided as archaeologists, as Archeorobos, to design our own app where will be only for archaeologists with the other career fields that they work with or for them to communicate better. So our app is called Archeorobos and it works as follows. On the front page of our app, you will have to sign in or log in. And on the second page of our app, it's your personal details. It's where you list all your personal details and you create your profile. And on the last page of our app, it's a home page where you share resources, information for better collaboration with your field that you are working with. Thank you.
Based on the app, which is our solution, we have benefits and limitations. So I will start by benefits. In benefits, there are better communication, which help archaeologists and other career fields to understand each other's skills. So there is also easy network. There is network users which so that they use easy network users so that they can find and collaborate with people in other fields. In limitations, there are privacy concerns. So you as an individual or a human being, you may be concerned about sharing your personal information or each of information. So that and also there is maintenance required. So in maintenance required you need a constant update so that your app will always stay useful and reliable.
Since our topic was how can archaeologists work with other career fields to solve new issues, so we had to find what was inhibiting those collaborations, which was communication. So we decided to make an app, as they said. So to create that app, we have to first look at existing apps so that we cannot start ours from scratch. we can just develop or advance the ones that are already there. So then we started just designing the app characteristics. To conclude, although our app will have some limitations and errors, but we think that it will be faster and work more efficiently because it only focuses on the archaeologists and the other career fields that archaeologists wish or might need in their work.
Thank you guys for the opportunity. We would like to acknowledge Ms. Milan for her better understanding on how to present, and Fabio for our coach and being with us every step of the way, and our science teacher who was currently not available in this first way. And we thank Mrs. Muke for giving us video tips on our contribution. And that was a whole for giving us a chance to hold conference.
The main charge. We head over to the main charge.
Okay, thank you for having me. So guys, I love the singing. So you're the only group, the group who do not just keep singing depending on backtrack, just keep singing. That was very interesting. But I have a problem with the projection, guys. So we always say in acting, you need to speak louder and clear. So you need to really fix that, especially the boys. As the presentation was going, the girls were asked, it was improving, you could hear them. So you need to fix that. I have a problem as well with people when they are presenting, keep moving up and down, because then my attention is like, okay, what are you doing? Alright, and guys, like Miss said there, stop holding your hands, you're not pastors. Try to use some gestures, okay? So if you can improve on that, and it's okay to be nervous, and please next time try to have a poster more in front or more on the side so that you can see what you want to show us. Alright, thank you.
Morning, Archeorobos. I'm happy with the way you structured your poster. I don't always trust my eyes, so I do agree that it should be a bit closer for those of us who are visually challenged. But from the layout, I can see you really took the feedback we gave you in the first meeting, and you implemented it well, and it's also figured out well your presentation flow. I do agree that some of you were softer than others, so maybe it is just nerves, but you're also standing further back than everybody else. So also, if you're going to have something with that much information, like you wrote your poster, it helps to refer to it. Even if you're just pointing like a weatherman and saying, you know, what stands there, you don't read from the poster, you read well not to read off of it, but you can just refer to it so that it's not just there, because you are all quite hovering around that poster. So it's like the elephant in the room, you don't want to say anything about it. So I just think if you maybe stumbled on your words here and there, you did have some clue, a visual clue that you just quickly throw your eyes there and get yourself back on track. So if you didn't put so much effort into a poster, don't ignore it when you are presenting. Okay, so I like that your idea to create the app is actually addressing what I would say is a gap in not necessarily the knowledge, but what's available for archaeologists to access. So you're not trying to reinvent the wheel, which is not a problem, because innovation can also just be in the context of a significant improvement. What I want to check is that with this app you are saying the archaeologists need to use that to connect with other professionals. So is there a step in your application process, like when people are signing up, they've now installed the app, they are on your landing page where they need to register, right? How are you going to verify that it's not someone like me just trying to be archaeologist business, going on there and not being someone that an archaeologist needs, or I myself not an archaeologist? archaeologist, how are you going to verify that information? Are you going to say like scan your degree? Are you going to do cross-checks with universities or colleges? That's something that maybe in terms of how you actually going to work in practice. You are trying to exclude, right, people that are not relevant to archaeologists and their work, so there needs to be a filter that ensures only the people you want are the ones using that. Okay, so that was my comment. Yeah, and I just think the projection, try and shake off the nerves. The entrance was lovely. It really was a memorable entrance, and really I can see a lot of hard work that people went into the research. I would say just add that one piece of information, how you're going to ensure it's the people that you intended the app for. And then again, if you have such a good visual aid, refer to it while you are using it. Okay. But well done, it was a very good presentation.
Okay, Archeorobos. Morning. I would like to say I enjoyed the presentation, and I also like the fact that you gave a bit of a background on technology overall, and you also were clear in the sense of what is it that you are, or the guidance and the guidance that you are following, in the sense of your research questions and what you are. So your research questions in the sense of what is the problem and what would be the tools that are already used and the methods that you use to go about collecting your data. And you also mentioned the apps that are already there. And I also like that you mentioned the sense of not coming with something new, but you're improving what is there. See? So I also had a bit of a thing on in the sense of what Mina has already mentioned, in the sense of how are you going to ensure that it's only those people that you're intending to find, or rather to access the app. And I also wanted to give you guys to give me more information. Is it more of the archaeologist will be going into the app and finding these people, and then, or is it a matter of like the access? Is it, you know, when you're using Uber, I'm going to make an example. There is an app for Uber drivers. There is an app for Uber riders. You see? So it's different. So the Uber drivers, they have to put in a different information compared to the Uber riders. Okay? So in terms of the app, is it going to be tailored for the archaeologists in the sense of the information that they have to put in on the app? Is it going to be different from the information that the other professions have to put it into the app? Do you understand what I'm saying? So I want you to take me through the app. How are they going to be using it? Is it a matter of, okay, I have this app, and then only the archaeologists can go into it and be like, okay, this is what I want A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then the other professions, they are just going there to put up the qualifications that they have. How is it going to be? It's a question, so I want you to take me through the app. Okay.
So that archaeologists can choose the disciplines which careers do they want to follow, which other careers do they want to collaborate, so they can pick from the streets. And I said that the process these their qualifications, so that archaeologists can have his or her opinion of view to choose from who does he or she want to communicate with or work with.
Okay. So there's going to be like a pool of other professions, and then as an archaeologist, I'm going to go to the stream and like choose which profession is it. Okay. And also with the professions that are there, because archaeology in a sense is a big field, and there are a lot of professions that you collaborate with. So I'm trying to see how is it going to be different with, let's say, LinkedIn. You see, because you don't necessarily know what are those professions that they need. Because it might happen that you're thinking of historians, you're thinking of engineers, but they're also maybe, they look out for business people. They look out for, let's say, art. You understand? So that they can go and showcase the artifacts in an arts museum. Do you see? So are you going to have like certain categories and include all the professions, or are there certain professions that you're looking for, specifically only those? So I needed to hear something that you see. So when you present it, you need to come from all angles. So that whatever question that I'm coming with, you've already addressed it. You see, and I also like that you mentioned that it has limitations, but then you left it hanging. You need to give me that, okay, there might be a form or a sense of a privacy issue, but you kind of like said, okay, we understand that there might be a privacy issue and then left it in. Now, how is it that I, as someone who wants to use the app, will have a confidence in using the app? Do you understand? So you need to give me the limitations, but make me comfortable in using your app. You don't just let it hang, oh no, this bottle, it leaks. That is the limitation that it has. You see? But you're not promising or kind of like saying, okay, but as we are going and improving the app, we will be able to address things like your privacy, or it's just a matter of how you're structuring it. You see? So we understand that there will be limitations in the app in terms of privacy and all of that, but as we're improving the app, then we'll be able to meet those limitations. Do you understand? But all in all, it was lovely. Thank you, guys.
What can I say? I loved your singing. I love the way you came up. I don't think, my friend here, what's your name again? I see your face. Hey? If you, book club, yes. But I don't think that you are the right person to start. That's my first thing. You're the third person there says you're the captain, and you come across confident. The communicator comes across confident, but you start with the viewer and he was like sort of soft. He's got a soft voice. I know him. He's softly spoken, soft spoken. I don't think it works well to set the tone and this whatever. I don't know. Have a look at that, please. Huh? That's the one thing. Then I don't know if I like the fact that you're giving a definition of archaeology. Why do you do that? You're sitting with a lot of scientists and people who've been working on these things all the time. It might not be necessary, rather focus on what she asked for, like bringing the feedback story on the app and stuff like that. Give information that's useful that people want to hear. A definition, I don't think, not in this case. That's my opinion. And that's content, which is not my area, but I'm just saying, that's how I feel. Right? Then the communicator, you're good. You are very good. You've got everything to communicate. You need to say the most. And your captain needs to say the second most. Right? That's how I perceive you. Then, with regards to the app, why are you called Archeorobos when you're going to have an app? It's the disconnect the game. I'm just saying how I feel. Archeo app might have been more, it connects more for me. And then I would like to say that you were very non-specific on some of your information that you gave. Very broad, very, very broad. Can you zoom in on what exactly you want to say to make it clear? Then I have to ask you, why do you have a poster? Milan mentioned it, but when you have a poster, you shouldn't write essays. There are essays on there. Take out all those essays. They're not needed. You need headings. You can even take that poster and make 4 posters, smaller posters, which somebody just holds up with one word. It will be more effective in communicating. That thing is confusing. It's taking my mind away from what you're saying. I'm trying to see what's going on there. I can't figure it out, and all the time you spoke, I couldn't figure it out. Right? So I think it's back to the drawing board with regards to the poster, make it 4 words, that somebody just holds up or something like that to make it better, right? I think that was your language that you used was good. I liked your words. There was no word that I didn't understand why you wanted to use it. I have to say that I everywhere, and I think it's because I'm not really a science person, I just don't understand what you're trying to do. Because when you talk about excluding people, then I sit up. And I said, why? Why the heck would you want to exclude anybody? I might be walking in the field and find a fossil, and then I want to add it there, and then I can't, because you say I can't be there on your app. No, it doesn't work for me. Maybe from a librarian point of view, I'm a librarian qualified, and I work on the syllabus. And there's certain places where I go in as a librarian, I've got cataloging skills, and only I, with a certain password, can go into the cataloging department of that whole system. You understand? So why not have what you already existed? Don't reinvent the wheel. Take the apps that are there and add where people can just go in when they have specific qualifications or whatever. Because now you still have to get people to come to this new app and buy into the new app. And why are you explaining to us how to log in and then you must put your name? No, I think you can leave that information out. That's my opinion. Why are you saying you must go into the app and then you must log on? And then people do it all the time. And then I also hear with all the groups that you're all saying, we went on to this, we went on to the internet, and then we went. There is a word for that, it's social media, right? Social media and other things. You don't have to make more words if it isn't useful. So think about the words again so that you are more, that people hear what you say. But well done.
Okay, Archeorobos.